welcome back to another segment. We're going to pick up from where our Moon Salutations left off in our last video, and in this one we'll start with Moon Salutations, but I'm going to be adding a little unique piece to it each time we go through. So again, modify as needed. Feel free to put on some background music that you enjoy to get you through the poses, and also remember to follow your breath, okay? So we're going to start back in the center of your mat, facing the long edge, finding that Tadasana stance. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the feet a bit wide, toes turned out. For Goddess, reach up on your inhale. Exhale, bend the knees wide. Elbows are also wide. Inhale, stretch up and set the feet up for right side Trikonasana. Inhale, coming up, rotate the body and adjust the feet for forward fold. Inhale, move into lunge, knee up or down. From there, a little different, we're going to bring hands to heart, step the foot forward, and hug knee to chest. We're preparing for tree pose. So open that left knee out to the side, placing the foot anywhere except right at the knee joint. Arms can come up. Hands back to heart, knee to the front, extend the leg out. Let the foot slowly sweep past the right and come behind you as you move into your expression of Warrior 3. Fingertips to the floor if you'd like to move into a standing split, walking the hands back and maybe even holding onto the leg. Hands by the foot or a little bit forward, bending into that knee, returning to lunge, just long enough to start rotating over, turning your feet, left knees and toes up, hands at heart center. Feel free to place the hands at the floor if you need additional support. Hands can stay here to shift to the other side or come to the mat. So slowly shift for the same pose, opposite side. Start to walk the hands around, moving briefly into lunge. And from there, we'll go into our tree. So knee comes up, maybe squeeze it in, and then place it, kind of matching the position that you had on the other side. Knee comes to the front, extend the leg out. Try not to lean back, and then slowly glide that foot past your left as you come into your expression of Warrior 3. I've got that hamstring injury, so I'm going to be super careful as I move into that standing standing split position. So I'm going to keep my left knee bent and just reach powerfully with my right. You can even add a little ab work here if you want. Moving briefly back to that lunge. And then straightening both legs and folding forward. Hamstrings take forever to heal, so if you've ever had a strain, know to be patient and respect the limits, appreciating the benefits of the pose wherever you are. Open the arms, come safely up, and turn the feet, adjust the stance for Utthita Trikonasana left side. Inhale, come up. Move the feet in slightly so we can return to Goddess. Keeping those knees wide, over the toes, heart open, palms pressing firmly. Feel those upper hamstrings and glutes really squeeze and activate here as you relax the toes. And then inhale, come all the way up and bring the feet together, back to heart center. We're going to repeat starting on the other side. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, left. Palms can be together or apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right. Inhale, back up. Preparing the feet for Goddess. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, powerful Goddess. Holding it here again to really build some strength and stamina in the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Feel the powerful postural muscles work here. Inhale, straighten for left side Trikonasana, moving slowly and mindfully with your breath. All limbs are active, head in line with the rest of your spine. Inhale, coming up, bringing the feet over a little bit as you rotate your torso and folding forward over that straight left leg. From there, moving into lunge, maybe stepping back a little farther with your right foot and reaching the arms high. Could interlace everything except the index finger and take it into a little deeper arch. Feeling a deep stretch in that right hip flexor with a straight right knee. Hands to heart, stepping forward and bringing that right knee up and returning to tree. Making sure the kneecap on the right side is facing that side wall. Tailbone lengthening. Pressing foot against the thigh, thigh against the foot. Continuing to balance on the left leg, we'll bring that right knee in, and then extend the leg out in front. Shoulders stacked over hips. Sweep that foot by the left. Any expression of warrior 3 you'd like. When your hamstring is torn, it also doesn't like to fire. So if you find that the muscles aren't working very well, they're basically saying, hey, I need a little bit of a break. So I'm bending my knee generously on this side just to protect and try to stay in the pose, which I'm not doing very well. Moving into standing split on this side. Again, if available, you'll straighten that left knee, but mine's going to stay bent. reach to the extended right leg, squeezing that glute. And then bending the left knee if it's not already bent and stepping back to your lunge. Bringing hands to heart, start to rotate the feet and sitting back in the heels, right knee and toes to the sky. Shifting the weight over for the same pose other side. Walking it around, coming into lunge. And stepping forward to the right as the left knee lifts and prepares for tree. Bring the left knee back to front. Extend it straight in front of you without leaning back. Carefully, without touching the floor, bring it past the right and behind you as you move into Warrior 3. Moving from there into standing splits if you'd like. We're just continuing with Warrior 3. You could also wait for us in Tadasana if you need a little more rest. From wherever you are, bending into the right knee, stepping back with the left to lunge. Remember that back knee can be down if you need more modification. Reaching through the fingertips to straighten both legs, adjust the stance with some space between the feet for a forward fold. Inhale, safely come up. Rotate the torso toward the long edge of your mat, adjusting the feet for your right side Trikonasana. Next inhale, come all the way up. Adjust the feet a bit with the toes out, heels in, as the arms come up, and move into Goddess. I'm adjusting my feet because I think I can go wider and still allow my knees to not pass the toes and feel a better stretch and a little more power. Inhale, straighten up. Bring the feet back together and hands to heart center. So now we're going to move through again, but I'm going to change it up again. So playing along as best you can. I need to straighten my mat. My mat. This one's a little bit slippery. So we'll start with the Moon Salutations, and just follow along as I cue you into some additional poses, going into some deep stretches. So hands at heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the right. Probably going a little deeper now, enjoying that deep stretch along the left side of your body. Inhale, come center, and exhale to the other side. Inhale, come center. Walk the feet out, reaching up and into Goddess. You could do this as a faster flow, but in order to build some stamina and strengthen the poses, I'm holding them a few breaths. Inhale, straighten, preparing for right side Trikonasana and moving into that. Inhale, come out of Trikonasana. Rotate your hips around and adjust the feet for some space. Without pain, folding forward. Lifting the heart center away from the shin, stepping the left foot back a little farther as you come into lunge. So here's where the change up occurs. We're going to bring both hands to the mat and step back to downward facing dog. You're probably pretty warmed up, so this might be one of your better downward dogs, even though it's your first for this particular series. So inhale, lift the right leg up high. Bend the knee and allow that foot to dangle over. Option of moving into Wild Thing, letting that foot come all the way down and stretching the arm up and back. Bringing the hand back to the mat, spinning around on the left foot. And this time, bring the knee to the chest and then extend the right foot out past the left wrist and reach up. Bringing the hands back down, bring that right foot back to the sky and step forward between the hands. Wiggle the toes of your left foot back a little farther. Right arm to the inside. As you start to come down to the forearms into lizard. Come back to the hands for a moment. You can open up here with a little bit of a twist. Come back to forearms. From here, we'll be moving into a side plank. So your left forearm is going to stay right where it is, and you're going to step back with your right foot to stack the feet and open up, reaching the right hand to the sky. Bringing that hand back to the mat, pressing to plank, and then to downward dog. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee and step it forward. Start to walk the hands around, turning the feet as you go, so that left knee and toes are up, hands at heart center. Breathe, smile. Start to walk it to the other side. And start to spin it around to lunge. So I'm going to do those standing poses first before we come to the mat. So not exactly an undoing as we do in Moon Salutations, but from here, we'll straighten the legs and fold forward over that straight left leg. We'll open the arms and come up and adjust the feet, adjust the torso for triangle. So instead of what we would normally do from here, so that we can get those other poses, including lizard, we're going to bring that right hand down, Start to pivot onto the ball of that back foot to find our lunge again. Bringing the hands to the mat and stepping to downward dog. So this time we'll lift the left leg high to the sky, bend the knee, and start to roll that hip over, optional of coming into wild thing. Bringing the hands back to the mat and spinning around to the right foot as the left leg comes high. And then you're going to bring that foot across and stretch forward. Hands to the mat. Bring the knee back and up again, whole leg straight. And then exhale, foot comes forward, hands on the inside, moving into lunge. Lizard. Don't worry if the forearms can't come to the mat. You can stay up on your hands. Come back to the hands. Take the left hand on the inside of the left knee for a little bit of an open there, optional twist. Forearms back to the mat. Preparing for that forearm side plank pose. We'll just keep the right hand where it is, step back with the left, and open up to side plank. The feet could be one in front of the other, or you can stack. You can also have knees down. Come back to forearms, press back up, downward facing dog. So we're going to stay here and lift the right leg up. For pigeon pose, bring the knee forward, open the knee to the side, and keep that ankle bent as you walk the left leg back. Come up tall first, pressing firmly into the back, top of your back foot. Option of coming down. Lift the head and walk the hands back in. We're just going to step back into downward dog. Take that same right leg up for a moment. Circle out the ankle, bend the knee, and then return to downward dog. For the left side, lift the left leg high. Bring the knee forward and flex at the ankle. Knee to the left, sliding back with the right. Walk the hands in and carefully come forward. Lift the head, walk the hands in, tuck the toes under. From downward dog, left leg high again, circle the ankle, bend the knee, return to downward dog. One more time each side for pigeon. because usually that second time allows you to go a little farther. And if you prefer to move into that back quad, you could come up and reach back for that ankle and hold the foot or walk it in farther. Releasing the hands, and from wherever you are, stepping back to downward dog. Bringing the left knee forward for pigeon pose, left side. Stay in pigeon or come up for the quad on the other side. And from there, even if you're in pigeon, just walk the hands in, and we're just going to spin around, so kind of roll back onto your hips, so that the right leg is now facing up, knee and toes up, and you're going to walk that foot around, kind of a variation of Janusharasana, but notice I'm kind of at an angle, which is fine, because we're going to do a little something different. Take a deep breath in, reaching up, and exhale, let this right arm slide to the inside as you come across towards the right toes. If that's too much of a stretch, you could just take that hand behind you instead, with the back of the hand on your low back. You could find yourself needing to go deeper and reach across. But rather than rotating toward the leg, we're trying to get a little bit of a side stretch. So you're more rotating your chest towards the long edge of your mat and trying to really ground down through the left side. Really great way to access that quadratus lumborum, a really deep core muscle. As you come up, bring that left hand behind you. Let the right arm float in front as you shift your hips up and forward for a nice stretch. Releasing back to the mat. You're just going to switch sides, so this left leg will be at an angle and the right foot will come around. Grounding through that straight left leg. Going to reach up with your right arm. Left hand's going to slide to the inside as you reach across, or take the hand to your low back. From there, you can continue to slide a little farther. Maybe hold on to your big toe. And if you extend your thumb and decide to reach over, that gives you something to reach for before you have to get all the way to the toe. My hamstring's going to limit me on this side, but I still get that really nice deep stretch through the QL, the quadratus lumborum, as I ground through the right side. Bring yourself back up. And with the right hand behind you, sweep the left arm in front. Hips come up and forward. And release back to the mat. Bring both legs around so they meet together. And you found your Dandasana, your seated staff pose with the elbows in, heart lifting, belly in, crown lifting to the sky. From there, walk the hands back for upward facing plank, knowing that you have the option of bending the knees for tabletop instead. And releasing back to the mat. Hug the knees in close and open them out to the side for Baddha Konasana. Holding onto the soles of your feet and opening them up, lift the heart center. Exhale. exhale, hinge at the hips. Continue to breathe and lengthen. Distance is less important than feeling it in the groin area. Going round the back these last few breaths. Bring yourself back up. Hug the knees in together. If you need to, scoot forward. We're going to come down onto our back, so arms extended, and roll it down one vertebrae at a time. Extend the legs long. Adjust your body so that you're fully planted where you should be. Natural curves are fine to be off the mat. As you point through the toes, press firmly through the arms as we move into shoulder stand by rocking the hips off the mat, and maybe just stopping here in Viparita Karana, or go ahead and walk the hands up higher, allowing the feet to reach toward the sky, bringing the elbows in a little closer, never turning the head. Keep the left leg where it is, and slowly allow the right leg to float towards the earth. Bring the right leg up, and slowly let the left leg float. Bring the left leg up and stay there, or very mindfully and slowly start to lower the straight legs behind you into Halasana plow pose. If the toes meet the earth, you could extend the arms and interlace the fingers. You could bend the knees by your ears. Straightening the legs, arms to the side, slowly roll it down one vertebrae at a time. Once your back is all the way down but the legs are still up, keep the legs glued together and just make a few small circles like you're tracing circles on the ceiling with your feet. One way and then same number other way. Depending on your low back, you can bend the knees to bring them to the mat or just slowly lower them down. And to move into fish pose, Matshasana, bring the arms in close. Start to press into the forearms to lift the back, but not the glutes off the mat. And slowly allow the head to come back. Heart center lifts up so you can tuck the chin and return to the mat. Hug the knees into your chest and find happy baby. Keep lengthening the tailbone towards the earth or bringing the knees towards the earth on each side of your torso. If you want to rock a little bit side to side, hug the knees back in and extend the left leg long, right knee stays in. As you open the right arm out to the side, the left hand can assist the right knee across the body into a twist. You may need to adjust your shoulder blades to really get that right shoulder blade to melt into the earth as you gaze over that hand. Bring your head back to center and allow the hands to hug that right knee in again as the left knee joins it. The left leg stays in, the right leg extends. Extend the left arm out to the side as the right hand assists the left knee over to the right. I like to scoot my shoulder blades over to the right when I'm doing this side, and then melt my left shoulder blade down into the earth as I look out over that left hand. I'm just looking this way so you can hear me. Start to come back to center, hugging the left knee back into your chest, having the right knee join it. A couple more rocks side to side. Maybe exhale, forehead to knees. And then release the feet to the mat. Adjust your body as you extend the legs out, a little bit wider than hip width apart, and arms by your side, slightly away from the body. This is time for Shavasana, so you can start to adjust your body, making sure that you're comfortable enough to stay still for about 10 minutes. Maybe turn the head side to side and start to close your eyes. I'll now guide you through the Shavasana. With some time for silence before I bring you back to a seated position. So as you're lying there on your mat, stay present with your breath. Allow the breath to be a vehicle that carries calmness and fresh new energy, vitality, and life to every cell in your body. The Shavasana is all about letting the old you die away so the new you can emerge once we return and come out of Shavasana. Gives you a chance to assimilate all that you've done in your practice, and letting the body do what it needs to do rather than what you're telling it to do. Perhaps imagine the warmth of the sun just melting away any remaining tension in the muscles. Imagine your mat is resting on some warm sand that perfectly supports the contours of your body, supporting the curves and warming the backside of your body, helping the sun melt away tension. You notice a cool breeze gently dissolve any lines or signs of tension from your forehead and your face. And the sound of the ocean in the background as the waves crash onto the shore, the ebb and the flow of the ocean on the sand. It's the same as the rhythm of your breath. And just continue here to surrender to stillness and let the vision of nature around you help to bring you calmness, harmony, and health. Pause the video now so that you can surrender longer into your Shavasana. And when you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, hit play again. To come out of your Shavasana, I want to transition slowly from that super conscious place back to this conscious world, but again as a new you. So you can start to move your fingers and toes. Breathe a little deeper, feeling the belly rise and fall. Start to circle the ankles and wrists. Maybe open your mouth wide and move your tongue around. And then stretch the arms overhead. Create a long lowercase letter L. Squeezing and reaching. And then bring the arms back by your side and start to bend the knees, walking the feet in closer to your body. Roll over onto your right side, taking the weight completely off that heart that is working all the time for you. And offer a blessing of gratitude to yourself for spending the time here. Pushing that reset button so that you can be a better you for everyone around you, everything around you. And then bring yourself back to a seated position. And with that aligned spine, you just bring hands to heart center if you'd like, and maybe even gently close your eyes, bowing the chin towards your throat. From that place of gratitude that you've already visited, think of someone else who could use a little extra love. Feel the gratitude of having them in your life. And send them a blessing of thankfulness, of love. And from there, coming back, I feel grateful for having you visit.